So today we will be setting up a cultivator. So a cultivator is essentially some sort of mechanical device, usually on a tractor, that will disturb the soil. And in most cases, you're disturbing the soil or as a form of weed control. Now, the cultivator that we're going to be setting up today is a very, very basic cultivator on one of our older tractors. So this is an International 274. It had belly implements. It also had rear implements, which we are missing some pieces for. So we're going to be setting up a belly cultivator. That's this year, right? We already got them in the arms, but we're going to need to tighten some things and then head to the field and make some adjustments. Now, this type of tractor, this 274, is set up for vegetable production. You can see the center of the tractor is actually right here where you would drive over your rows. Now, this type of setup was a pretty typical setup for a small fruit and vegetable farm from, the 50s all the way up through the 90s. And in some cases, even in the 2000s. And there are newer versions of this, not necessarily made by your stereotypical tractor manufacturers, but there are newer versions like a Tillmore that are made specifically for small fruit and vegetable production, and they have all sorts of different cultivators and things like that. That's not an endorsement. We don't have a Tillmore or anything like that. That's just one of the ones I've seen. We grow a lot of our produce on plastic, and so the need for cultivation for us just isn't there all the time. But in the fall and the winter, when we're raising greens, we don't use a lot of plastic, and so there's not a grand need for cultivation during that time because a lot of your weeds are growing much slower because of the temperature. But we want to have a clean field, and so we're going to get this thing set up and get it adjusted. So these cultivators are not tightened yet, so we're going to get them tightened up, and then we'll use the hydraulics to lift it. We'll go ahead and take it out to the field and make our adjustments, right? This can be moved this way, right? Left and right, and then it can be moved up and down. So we'll see what we can do. All right, we'll go ahead and check it now and make a few little adjustments. All right, this one wasn't going as deep as that one, so we went ahead and lowered that one a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot better there. Oh, now we're too far. We need to come off. Okay, so we moved that one to the left a little bit. Looks like gonna be close. We might need to drop this one a little bit more. Alright, we made some adjustments, made some repairs. Well, looks like we'll probably have to make just a little bit more of an adjustment. You can see what we're trying to do here. Just make that bed nice and clean. What we'll do after is we'll bring a middle buster in and we'll push all this dirt back here. All right, so all this little mustard is done, and it looks pretty good. Again, what we'll do, what we might end up doing actually is turning that cultivator out just a little bit to bring some of this in and then run the middle buster through it. We're gonna see what it looks like. Like here, we could actually turn that cultivator out, and which would then push this up and then run the middle busters and bust the middle out. But we're starting on this bigger stuff here. We got some bigger cabbage. It's not perfect, but it's definitely helping. And it's gonna look a heck of a lot better when we're done with it. You know, right now, all of our attention has been on strawberries and our fall stuff. And so this is just a little extra on the farm. On a side note that has nothing to do with cultivation, it is the most beautiful day on the Gulf Coast of Texas of the year. I mean, it's sunny, it's about 68 degrees. It's just beautiful. All right, here's our final result. A nice clean field. You can see some of the bigger stuff. Looks real good. Small stuff looks great. Worked fantastic. So our setup's definitely rudimentary. We used to have all the stuff, but over the years it's, you know, disappeared. So we're gonna start looking for the full attachments where it'll bed up the sides and just make it look really nice. And we'll just leave that tractor for nothing but cultivation. So it's been about 3 weeks since we cultivated our greens. So I want to show y'all what it looks like now. So as you can see, we have very minimal weed competition here. Looks very good. These will be ready in about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. But the cultivation did very good. Kept out those pesky weeds that'll create competition for these greens. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you want to see a video about another topic like this, make sure to leave that in the comments, and I appreciate everybody watching.